I'm not sure if I have, honestly. On top of where we've put ourselves right before these games and just the place that we're in of having to get these wins against two elite teams. I mean, the two teams that played in the Super Bowl last year. Last year's last year, but you're talking about two organizations that obviously know how to win, and we just beat them both in two great games, as you said, in 4 days, and just showing the resiliency of this unit, of this brotherhood, on top of everything that we've been through. Yeah, I don't know if there's been two more impressive wins, but I can tell you right now that we're not going to just sit on some high because of that. We know we've got a big one coming again next week, and all this really does for us is just give us more confidence, knowing that we can go play with whoever.
You savor beating Patrick Mahomes?
One more time?
You savor beating Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, it's a team game. I can't say that. No, I mean, I can't say that. But we're 1-1. You know, hopefully we can play again, and hopefully we can play again in a bigger stage in a more meaningful game sooner than later. So he's a hell of a player. I mean, you watch that game right there, and, you know, we got the ball at the end of the game, and I knew we couldn't give it back to him. You know how great he is, and it's on his resume, and we've all seen it before, and you just saw the drive before that, their last drive, right, of the Mahomes magic. Yeah, I mean, he's an incredible player, but at the end of the day, this is a team game. This isn't necessarily me versus him. We both have a lot on us to go and help our teams win and do that, and I respect the hell out of him.
Dak, Todd Archer with ESPN. Can you take us through the touchdown to Javonte and then the two-point play to George, how you were able to kind of get away from trouble, find both guys?
Yeah, just the first one. Obviously understanding, like, we got points. Let's not, let's be smart with the ball. They played a good coverage. They pretty much guarded everything that we had in the initial, on the touchdown, and just saw a lane, try to step up in that lane, and then a guy kind of came off of a block, and from there, Javonte kind of waved me down, showing me he was open, and just a backyard football. That plays Javonte as much as it is me, and then the second one, going to my front side, my progression didn't work, and understanding it's a 2-point conversion, and we need it. Was just trying to make something happen with my feet. Felt like I can escape around the backside, was able to get out of that tackle, and when I did, GP just gave me a great answer, which is being right there at the front pylon, and made a hell of a catch.
I know you weren't sacked today, but you were hit a ton. How sore are you after a game like this, or does the soreness go away because it's on the winning end of things?
Yeah, so there's no soreness, especially when you win. And if anything, I'll probably feel it tomorrow. But it's a physical game, and I love that about the game of football. My offensive line did a hell of a job. As you said, it didn't get me sacked. This is pro ball playing against some amazing guys out there, and they've got their hands full, right? You're blocking Chris Jones and some of those other guys, and I always tell them we work hand in hand. I've got their back just the same as they've got mine. So I think tonight was an example of that, of, even if they weren't perfect, us together, we made it work and got the ball out. And if I take a hit here and there, so be it.
I'm sure with The Athletic, just from your perspective, these last 3 games, really 3 weeks of your guys' defense, what have you noticed about them, whether it's not necessarily just tonight, but just during the week and stuff like that, whether it be confidence or what stands out to you about them?
Yeah, their confidence. And that grows when you go out there and you make the plays and you win the games that we have against the 2 quarterbacks that those guys just, went and had outstanding performances against. It only grows further. And so they're a collective group, as I said, right, that we made some changes and, got some additions, and they felt like we also got some guys healthy and came back. And so I think, for a few weeks there, it wasn't even our defense, right? It wasn't the defense that's out there, to now we've got a group that's very confident in who they are and what they're doing in their communication. And you feel it throughout the week, and just watching them go against the scout team and the reps that I do get to see. And then when you get out here on Sunday, they've just been impressive as hell. The biggest difference to me is just their third downs, the way they're making plays, getting off the field on third downs, giving us opportunities, and that breeds confidence to us.
And then during the week, you basically predicted that CD would bounce back like he's done before after those games. What did you think of him tonight?
I told you. It's the way the guy's wired. That's what greatness looks like. You're going to have days that you're not proud of. You're going to have days that aren't to your standard, especially when your standard is as high as it is when you're CeeDee Lamb. And I just know the way that he approaches this game, the way that he loves this game, and what he puts into it, he was going to answer back. And, hearing him in the postgame say, whether it's good or bad, my next game is my best game. Like, that is the mentality. And he wears it. He practices that way. And it's no surprise that he went out there and did what he did tonight. And obviously in the yards, the catches, the touchdown, but also drawing the penalties and just being unstoppable.
Patrick.
Hey, Dak. Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Keeping to that tone of resilience, Kevontae Turpin had the unfortunate fumble 4 days ago against the Eagles, and in that same game, he bounces back and he makes explosive plays that helps you guys win. In this game, that effort play to jump on that fumble probably helped save this game. Just talk about Kevontae Turpin and his level of consistency after adversity.
Yeah, he's a football player. Anything and everything you ask him to do, he's going to do it to 100%. He's the type of guy we take him out and switch a different personnel because, he was going to be on a tough block. He's pissed. He wants to make that block, and he wants to show you, like, let me show you I can make it before you just, take me out because of my size. And he's a dog, and we love Terp. He's one of the best, if not the best teammate that we have. I mean, we call it Turpin time when we're just going around and showing each other love, like you saw in the pregame. And that's something that we do every game that Shotty brings, and that's because of that's who Terp is. And you just watch him and the way that he picks guys up, the way that he stays positive. There's no surprise that he's going to bounce back because he's always influencing other guys and helping them, stay positive and bounce back from anything that they've done. So, hell of a teammate.
Also, you guys have an obvious spark. Now, 3 games in a row against the Eagles, including against the Chiefs. What can this team be going down the stretch?
We can be whatever we want to be. Everything's in front of us. I just was telling the offense of that when we were in, those kneel downs at the end of the game. But it's not going to happen next Thursday. It's going to happen, Sunday when we get in the building. It's just taking it one day at a time, putting everything in, understanding that we win during the week with our preparation, and then we just get to come out here and play the game that we love and playing it free. And so all these wins, all they've done is just given us more and more confidence. And this brotherhood is as strong and as tight as I've been around and seen. And we're playing elite complementary football right now. And so it's not something that we can hang our hat on and say, yeah, we've done, but we can build off of it. We can be proud of what we've done, but we've got to push forward knowing that that's all behind us, and what's important is what's in front of us. And anything that we've done up to this point really doesn't matter. We're still put ourselves in a tough position. Doesn't mean that we've got out of it just because of the 2 teams that we've beat. Next week's just as important as this game was.
Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram. Coming out of the bye week, did you feel like there was an increased sense of urgency knowing that y'all had to put together a pretty special run to get into the postseason?
Most definitely. Simply because of what our record was at. And not only that, just where the league is and the NFC is, right, with the wins and those guys putting themselves ahead of us. It was ultimate urgency. Like as I've said before, we can't even think about the day past the day that we're on. We've just got to take it one game at a time. We can't get overwhelmed. We just be the men that we are and trust the process, focus on getting better each day, and we'll be able to put together wins like we have these past 3 games. And so all these wins do is just give us more confidence, like I said, and just reminds guys to stick to the process, that this is just a result of what we do during the week and the brotherhood that we have.
And speaking more to the confidence in CD, late in the game, y'all had an opportunity to just wind the clock down. Y'all drive down the field. You take a 51-yard shot to CD right out of the gate. Just to be able to do that and have the confidence in that, it could potentially stop the clock if it's incomplete. I mean, does that just speak more to the level of player that CD is and you're trusting him right now?
I think that just speaks to the confidence that Shotty has in us, as much as anything. The coverage is what dictated CD getting the big ball. But if they would have been soft, GP was going to be running a good crossing route, and I had great check down. So it's just the confidence in Shotty to be able to call that play in that situation, knowing the guys that we have and understanding that I'll do right with the ball. I think that's the most important part of that play call. And just obviously safety rolls down, 1-on-1 now with CD, and CD just goes and makes a play. Wasn't that hard of a throw when you've got a guy like that, right? You just put some air under and let him go make the play, in which he did. And so we're confident in what we do. And Shotty's going to call those type of plays when we're in that situation because we want to win the game, and we're not playing to lose.
Garrett.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Dak converted 9 of 16 third downs, 1 for 1 on 4th down. Why is kind of the money downs? Why are you guys having so much success right now?
Yeah, I mean, I would guess I would have to look at what those third down distances are, but I'd say we're probably winning first and second down, and I would say we're putting ourselves in favorable third downs. To have a number like that, 9 of 16, I would guarantee you we were more 3rd and 6 and under than we were 7 and plus. So that's just a testament, right, to the offensive line, to everybody just doing their job one play at a time. That's something that we echo on the sideline and this comes from Clayton Adam, is do the next right thing and do right longer. And, I echo that to the guys, and we all echo it. And, it's do your 111th and trust the man next to you. And so when you're winning first and second down, you're putting yourselves in favorable third downs. That's where we're going to have success. And so that's where we want to be.
Jeff Gold with Fox 4. Dak, just going back to how tough the situation was coming out of the bye, 3-5-1, and then there's the tragedy. Think about what Schotty has been able to do during this 3-game stretch. These 3 wins, Super Bowl winning coaches on the other side for all 3 teams. How special has both his leadership and his coaching been in this stretch?
It's been amazing. It has. And, I just credit him for being the same, being consistent. And, it's something that he talks about, but to actually watch him, be consistent and be the same man through the adversity and now through some success, right? He's a hell of a leader. He's the right guy for the job. We're all following him. I know y'all see clips of the emotions and, guys follow him, but that's just throughout the day. If you were in every team meeting, you would understand that's who Schotty is. That's the way he's going to lead this group, and we're going to follow. We've put ourselves with these wins and against these teams in a solid situation, but I know he's going to continue to press us and, sticking to the process. And like I said, Sunday when we go in, this won't matter anymore. And that's an echo from Schotty, and that's him doing a hell of a job through everything that we've been through, to be honest.
Tommy Arstows, Cowboys.com. Brian was saying that these last couple games he's seen your offensive line kind of find an identity. Have you noticed that too? And if so, how would you define the identity they've sculpted for themselves?
Yeah, just one in the run game, right, establishing what they're good at in the run game. And I don't want to tell you, whether it's this scheme or that scheme that we're good at, but they're finding their groove in a certain scheme and certain plays and how we're attacking these guys. And then, to come out of a game like this, without any sacks, they're physical. They're physical. They're understanding their importance to this team. They're understanding how much their collaboration of talking and their communication, what that does, and how much that the rest of the guys and the skill players feed off of it. And they're an impressive group. And, I told them that when we were kneeling at the end of the game, just how thankful I am for them and, just for them to keep going. And when they keep going, they keep leading the way they are. We've got the playmakers to be special around, but it starts with those guys up front.
And then Brian was complimentary of Malik Davis when he takes off on that huge touchdown run. What's going through your mind when you see him make that play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can go check the film. I put my arm up early, like the touchdown. And I don't know if there's a bigger fan in our locker room than me for Malik Davis. And you can ask some guys in there, whether it be Will Greer, whether it be some of the coaches. I've been a Malik fan since, from day one. Even when he was cut, I was a guy that was very disappointed, like understanding just, when you're a player, you see guys behind the scenes and you see what they do and how they take care of their body and the way that they approach the game and how much the game means to them. And he's an epitome of that. The guy came back when we signed him back and you could just see the hunger in his eyes and the way that he approached the game to, whether it was just trying to make the roster at first and then making the roster and, just then being a dog on special teams because he would say, hey, that's the only reps I've got to make the most of it. To now that he's gotten an opportunity in the backfield, it's no surprise to me. And I'm just so excited for him. He's reaping the benefits of the hard work that he puts in, but I can tell you he's not satisfied. He's going to keep working, and that's why I love him, and that's why I'm such a fan of him.
Elwin Henderson, Gilmer Mirror. Dak, obviously physically and mentally very demanding these 3 games in 10 days. How big and how important is this mini bye now, having 10 days before you have to play again?
Yeah, I mean, it's important, just especially being the holiday, getting to hang out with the family, rest our body up for a couple of days, but we're ready to get back to work. When you kind of flip the script and put together what we've done these last three games and play the complementary ball that we have. I know myself, and I'm sure this, and I hope the whole locker room is, right? They're itching to get back to work. So it's important for us to find balance in these next couple of days and stepping away from it, rejuvenating ourselves, but understanding, like, when we come in Sunday, it's go time. And like I said, we've got a hell of a game next Thursday against a really good team.
Clarence.
It wasn't you. I was just thought we were done. Go ahead. It's Thanksgiving, man. Let's roll. Let's go. I got some turkey.
Hey, got a big party
the girls, it's late. The girls got to eat, then go to bed.
Class dismissed.
Before the Eagles game, you nursing the hip, and then you had the big run and the dive, and today you had the spin move. Just talk about your health, how you're feeling, and certainly compared to last year where you were, and the things you're able to do this late in the season.
Yeah, I'm thankful. I really am. I'm thankful. It's not something that I want to boast upon. I'm just thankful to be healthy like I am. It's credit to Luke, my personal PT, right, Dr. Luke Miller, and just the rest of the staff, Britt Brown, all those guys, the strength staff, just the plan, not just myself, but the rest of the team, the way that they're taking care of our body, especially during this last 3 games in 11 days. That was strenuous on everybody, not just me. And so credit to everybody, Shotty, all of them, in their collective decision and whether to practice, when to practice, and, the pace that we're going at. And so I'm just thankful to be healthy. I'm just going to trying to keep do the next right thing, take care of my body, and be ready to go next Thursday.
I think we're playing good football. I don't want to minimize that. I think, you guys know what we're capable of on offense. I think the defense, again, is just taking so many strides over the last couple weeks. When I watch our defense play, man, I see violence. I see passion. I see everybody running the football. I thought Demo was outstanding tonight. Thought he was everywhere, man. And I just think it's contagious. I really do. I think it's contagious, and they feed off one another, and that's a really good football team, a really good offense. They've got weapons everywhere. The quarterback, what can you say about him? But again, we're playing with a bunch of confidence. Why? Well, because we're executing and we're having fun, and we're trying to honor not just Marshawn, but we're trying to honor each other with the way we prep and the way we work. And short weeks aren't easy. I mean, they're the same for everybody, but emotional game against Philadelphia, right? And then you have to come back and really, without hardly any practice this week, to be able to go and do what we did today, I think is a testament to the young men in that locker room.
It's never one player versus another player, but it looked like your quarterback had a pretty nice game tonight. Just your thoughts on how Dak played.
Yeah, I thought he was incredible. I mean, I really do. I think, throw an interception on whatever the second or third play of the game is never how you want to start. We were hot, and he tried to beat it with a throw, and the corner did a nice job. He kind of baited him into it, but I mean that's who we are as a football team. We go out there and we turn it over in the first couple plays. They go, I think, 2 plays and score a touchdown, and we never panicked. We're not going to panic. This team, why would we panic? We've got all the confidence in the world in one another, and that we're going to figure it out, and we're going to make really good adjustments. And but yeah, I mean, I think the epitome of Dak, which shows what Dak is right. We had a little bit of headset malfunction. I probably said too many swear words. My mom's going to be mad at me for Thanksgiving, but that's just Dak and I being tied together. He ran over. I really said 2 words. He knew the play, and he went out and executed. But that's the veteran quarterback, man. The savvy, the leadership, and this was just great performance by him.
Brian Todd Archer with ESPN. The headset going out, was that prior to the 2-point play?
Yeah.
And that's those 2 plays by Dak, where he steps up, evades rush, finds Javonte, then spins out of trouble. Can you speak to, could he do that a year ago? I mean, with his...
Yeah. He'll tell you he could do that. He likes the flashback sometimes that he's at Mississippi State, about 30 pounds heavier, with big pads and all that stuff. But, I mean, his instinct, his feel, Todd, in the pocket is exceptional. When you're down there in the red zone, I mean, they're tight windows, and I thought they had a couple really deals where they covered us. But, when you move and you kind of keep your eyes up, and, he's just the ultimate competitor, man. And I'm just so proud for him. I know you asked about Dak, and that's great, but I'm going to go talk about CeeDee Lamb for a second. Because I knew that Clarence was going to. But like I told you guys, there was going to be a lot of balls going to 88's way, and you guys obviously didn't report it because he had a big game. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just so happy for him. I told him, last week, I said, hey, you look back to your old self, man. I mean, just the way he's moving and everything. And it was awesome to see him go make plays against an incredible corner. I think the world of McDuffie's great corner, and they were trying to match him on CD. And I thought CD just played so good, so proud, so happy for him.
6-5-1. Have you put yourselves back in position here?
Again, I think I'm not going to get into all that stuff. We're just going to keep playing football. We're playing good football. We're riding a 3-game winning streak. We need to get to 4. And again, I think, if you look at things that way, and it makes the process easier. And if we keep winning football games, we'll see what happens at the end.
And the shot play coming off your 10-yard line. Gutsy call? I don't know how you...
Remember, I've told you guys, it's easy to make calls when you're a head coach because all you have to do is answer to yourself and your wife, because that's the one that really gets after me. I'm sure she'll have a few pointers for me when I get in the car tonight. Well, why'd you do this? Well, why'd you do that? But when you're the head coach in the play call, you can kind of take those aggressive shots because you don't have to answer to anybody but yourself.
Did you figure out, you wanted to take that shot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But the fact that Dak is playing so well also gave you the confidence, hey, I got a guy that I know can make that.
I'm confident in our guys, all of our guys. I'm confident in Dak throwing it and Javonte running it, Fergie, and then the weapons that we have. I mean, so yeah, it's pretty easy to call plays when you have good players, and I mean that, I really do. I've called plays for a long time, and usually the plays work a lot better when you have really good players.
Clarence.
Hey, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
You too. Congratulations. I don't know, do you have any personal sentiment this Kansas City? I know I saw you coming with the game ball, and before the game, just this win over Kansas City, your mom's here. Was she rooting for Kansas City?
Oh, God, no. No. We cheer for Kansas City when we're not playing them. But I'll share a quick story with you guys. So 21 years ago today, I missed the only football game I've ever missed in my professional career, and the reason I missed it was because my wife was giving birth to our son Sutton. He was our firstborn. I was actually on the plane heading from San Diego to Kansas City. It wasn't Thanksgiving, and I think I've shared with you guys how well Drew did, but he turned 21 today. So 21 years later, the day he was born, we're playing Kansas City again. I have so much love for the Chiefs organization. I always will. Every time I get a chance to go back to the stadium, I do. I want to see my dad's name and, his thing there in the Hall of Fame. But I think it's pretty cool that 21 years ago today, my son was born. He's 21. And it's just unique that we were getting a chance to play a team that I really love to compete against, love to win. But I'll be cheering for him next week.
GP was not on the field for the first place. We just got to ask, was that lineman related? What was going on there?
No. What was the first play? No, we different personnel grouping. That's actually what it was. But no, you guys would know. I would tell you guys.
Just talk about his game. I mean, I don't know if he was his normal self early on, but late he was.
He's just just really good. And again, it's hard to put up the game numbers he's been putting up every week, but you can see the big play there at the end. And shoot, how about kudos to Cavante Turpin, man, hustling over the ball. And I mean, that was a huge play because obviously we needed the field goal. But, look, I mean, GP, what he's done over the last couple of weeks as a player is amazing. And again, I want to talk about Malik Davis for a second too. I mean, here's a guy that just does everything right. Here's a guy that, again, he gets cut and he goes home to Tampa, and then we bring him back for training camp because we're down bodies. And I mean, all he's done is just do everything right. And I think Dak said it in there. So he runs the touchdown in, which is great, and then he runs down on the next play, I think, and makes the tackle on special teams. That's what I want the young guys looking up to, because that's what the journey's about for a lot of these young guys, right? Like, they're not all going to grow up to be George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb or Quentin Williams. A lot of guys, the journey is very different, and I'm so happy for him because he just shows and proves that he belongs right where he's at.
Tommy R, StoutsCowboys.com. How good has this defense been for you the last 3 weeks? Today, Jadeveon Clowney gets 2 sacks, and secondary steps up in crucial moments. Just what's changed from the beginning of the season?
Yeah, again, I think, we're tackling better, we're communicating better, but I really do think the starting point is the confidence of the group. Tommy, I mean, when you're playing well and you're running to the ball and you're hitting and things like that, that's a big part of it. But, early on this season, we just weren't communicating very well. We were, making silly mistakes, and the execution just gotten a lot better. There's no magic answer. I can't be like, oh, it's been X or it's been Y. It's not that. We just have been playing really, just sound, good football. The fundamentals we're playing with, we're tackling well, we're shedding blocks well. And I think that's a big, big part of why you've seen us really string 3 games in a row where they're playing, just fantastic football.
A lot about the Spagnuolo defense and the blitz looks and how difficult it can be to ascertain. Dak Prescott doesn't get sacked today. What did you make of the offensive line making the right reads and making sure that everybody was mostly accounted for?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the first interception, we were hot. He got us on a blitz, and Dak tried to beat it. But our offensive line, man, I can't say enough about him. I mean, when you keep Dak upright, you give him time, he's just, he's going to wear you out with the weapons that we have. And, there's an identity that's beginning to show up with our offensive line. I feel it, and I'm the one with them every day, And, like, what can I say about Nate Thomas? I mean, stepping in. I mean, here's a guy, that we just, we had all the confidence in the world. We knew when Tyler Guyton wasn't going to be able to play. We knew Nate would play well, Tyler Smith. But the identity, there's an intensity and there's an attitude that our offensive line plays with, and it's violent. And that's a great thing for us.
Yeah.
Jeff Kolb with Fox 4. You mentioned some of the personal family history with Sutton 21 years ago today. 30 years ago, your dad was coaching in this matchup on Thanksgiving. Here you are, your team has just beaten the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl last year. What do you think you would make of this day?
Wow. I think he'd be angry about the turnover early for sure. I guarantee that he was up there watching the game with Lamar Hunt. I'm sure they were talking a lot about it. But, I'll share with you guys, during the game, last couple games, I carry this. It's a football card of my dad in my pocket. And, I'm still connected with him, and when times are a little bit difficult, I talk to him, and then now I can just I can feel his presence with me holding that football card. My aunt and uncle gave it to me in Carolina, and I've started carrying it with me. Actually, I had to send my chief of staff, Tyler Boyles, in to get it last week before the game. I kind of forgot it. Sorry, Dad, and sorry, Tyler. But it just reminds me, I want to make him proud. I want to make him proud. I think he's a legendary football coach, but like I said, he was an incredible and better person and father and leader of men.
How long have you been carrying the card?
Since Carolina. Yeah, since Carolina. Number 57, Boston Patriots. So, yeah, kind of cool.
Do you speak with him, when do you speak with him after a win like that?
Different times, different times. I talk to him obviously during the national anthem. That's a moment that I can I talk to God and I talk to him, and I talk to him before the game. And I'm just blessed, guys. I really am. To be raised by the mom and dad that I had, and to be able to grow up in this league and how special this league is. It's just beyond blessed. I was actually talking to Jerry before the game about it, just, how blessed we are to be a part of this amazing, amazing league and this incredible franchise. And, I want to be grateful, and I try to be grateful every day, but I'm so grateful to those young men in there for what they give us as a staff, because they're truly unique people, and the heart of this team is different than a lot of teams I've been on.
What was going through your mind? I don't know how many plays it was. At one point, you're out there with 2 rookie corners and a second-year guy.
Yeah, again, next man up. Flus obviously has been doing this a long time, and there's some calls that you can make, but I think those guys, they're going to battle. I watch those guys every day in practice, and they're going to battle. And Von's not going to back down from anybody. Quez isn't going to back down from anybody. What I love about both those guys, Mickey, is the way they tackle. You got to be able to cover in this league. You got to be able to cover people. But man, those guys, when they bring it, and they tackle really well and physical, and that's why I think they. No, you don't have time. You really don't. You don't have time to, worry about it, because the game keeps going on.
Ellen.
Todd's ready to get out of here. He's ready to get in there, Ted.
I got one more question.
Oh, dang.
Bad body language.
I know. I blame you weren't here with the turkeys. It's the turkey leg fault. Don't put that on me.
Belted into that seat.
Elwin Henderson, Gilmere. Brian, like you said, it's one game at a time. You can't look too far ahead. But the way this team is playing right now, both offensively and defensively, you got to feel like if you keep building on this momentum, if you make it to the postseason, this team can make some noise.
Yeah, we'll play anybody, anywhere. I mean, I think you can see that by what we've done the last couple of weeks, and the moment's not too big for us. We just play, and then we know the fourth quarter is going to come, and when the fourth quarter comes, we know we're going to find a way to win, and I think you just keep doing that. I mean, there was no question that when we went up 10 that team was going to make a run. That's what they are. I mean, that's why they've won championships. You know, Patrick's an incredible quarterback, but our guys just keep playing, and we came out with the ball at the end, and were able to do the Landry shift before we took the knee to honor Coach Tom.
Hey, Coach, Sydney Staples, D210 Sports. I want to take you back to February when the Eagles and Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. Could you have seen then you beating both of those teams this season that far ahead?
I didn't. I'll be honest with you, Sydney. I wasn't thinking about any of that stuff then. I was trying to put together a staff and figure out what our identity was going to be. But I did know when I looked at the schedule and I saw the stretch, and I've heard everybody talk about, oh, hey, they got to play the Eagles, and then they got to play the Chiefs, and then it's the Lions and the Vikings. We're going to play. We'll play anybody, and the reason you have to play those games is because if we do have a chance and we do get into the playoffs, it proves to you that you're beating teams that have been in the Super Bowl. You've beat teams that have won championships. You've beat teams, and that gives all the guys in that room all the confidence in the world to go play anybody, anywhere. And so, to me, it's more of who's next, and we'll line up and play.
Last question is, what are you most thankful for?
My family. And then the chance to sit in this chair, and not because it's the Dallas Cowboys, that's pretty cool, but because of the young men in that room, the coaches, the organization, the Jones family, I'm just extremely humbled to be in the position I'm in.
Can you describe what that locker room's like when they all run in, music's blaring, everybody's good? What's that feeling like?
It's jubilation, man. I mean, I just like to literally sit back and watch them, They're the ones that bring it. They make the magic happen. So I try to sit back and I just look at the joy on their faces. I watch them dance. I see them with the Marshawn Kneeling flag. I see them passing that around. How many guys want to, just kind of hold on to it and look at it. And of course, his locker's set up in there. But it's what it should be. And to me, this is a tough business, man. And if you don't celebrate these amazing times and these big wins, then why are we working so hard? Why do we sacrifice what we sacrifice of times with our family and things like that if you're not going to enjoy it and have fun?
Claire, did you get a turkey leg?
I got a bite of a turkey leg. Yeah, Tracy invited me over. I said, no, hey, Todd wants me to get in here. I got to go. I can't stay for the I'm just messing with you, Todd. It's Thanksgiving. But no, I did have a bite. They brought in the turkey. There's like 6 of our guys or 7 of our guys come running in with the turkeys, and I got a little bite. Yeah, I got a little bite.
Parker's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's kind of like Game of Thrones. Yeah, Vision. Yeah, for sure.
It was the red wedding with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Clowney. Can you talk about his performance? It seemed like he's just gotten better and better, more playing time. I don't know if he got his legs under him or what, but just talk about Clowney and what he's done.
Pursuit is relentless, man. I mean, he just doesn't stop. Clarence, he just doesn't stop, and he's got such a good assortment of moves and counters. Like, when you're rushing the passer, they were chipping. Their backs did a great job chipping today, and his counter moves and feel for the game is what you would expect from an elite player that's a veteran that's been around. But, yeah, he's playing incredible football right now.
Tom.
How difficult is this stretch where it's Monday to Sunday and then Sunday to Thursday been for your players physically? I mean, we saw Duran go out a little bit, Malik went out. Just how difficult has that been, and how much are you looking forward to now a full, normal week in terms of getting 7 days? Yeah, it's hard. And we go out of our way to give them the opportunities to sleep in a little bit. We give them the opportunity to rest, to recover. We have all the different modalities for recovery and all those things for them, but a lot of it falls on them. And these guys spend a lot of money. People don't realize these guys spend a lot of money away from the building too, trying to get healthy and right. And that shows you the commitment, and they understand how important it is to be healthy because again, the old saying, availability is the key. And but it's tough. It's tough, but it's the same for both people and both teams, and so that's what you do.